In the most recent news, Elon Musk has adopted the mullet. Just like myself, we are now part of Mullet Gang, and we have already seen mullets increase in popularity. Just like Dogecoin, the mullet trend has gone up. There is a lot of rain outside, so I do apologize if you're hearing some popping and crackling. It is the rain. It is horrific rain out there. There is some thunder. So again, I apologize if it is just a little bit crazy. Now, back to today's episode. Of course, it is Sunday. This is where we chill out. We talk about some upcoming sneakers, some relevant news, and all of that. And of course, we recap the releases that went down this weekend. So of course, you know what I'm going to be talking about, and that is the Travis Scott Jordan 6 that released yesterday on April the 30th, and it was exactly what I expected. I got an L. Can we believe it, guys? Of course I got an L. Now, the actual release was pretty interesting. So I believe the day before, or maybe even on the day, TravisScott.com, his website, actually did a release, and a good amount of people actually managed to get pairs from Travis Scott's website. And then, of course, the next day on the 30th, that was the Nike sneakers release, where I think a lot more people took their L's. And then, strangely enough, as the day progressed all the way into the nighttime, at least here in the UK, I don't know what time it was out in the US, but there was another release of the Travis Scott sneakers on Travis Scott's website. This was a little bit strange because I just got an email on my phone and it said AJ6 Travis Scott restock. So I went to TravisScott.com and there was a little raffle that you could fill out. You literally just put your email address, your name, and your postcode, and then you don't get notified, because that's at least what happened to me. If anybody else got notified on that restock, let me know. And also let me know whether you managed to get a pair or not. This seemed pretty along the lines with a lot of Travis Scott sneakers. Sellout was ridiculously quick. Another release that also got me very upset, in fact even more upset, because I wanted this shoe so bad, guys. The Sacais and Nike Vapor Waffle, particularly this one right here, the Sesame colorway. I wanted to get this one. I love this colorway. Now, don't worry, I do have one coming in the mail, so there will be a review. But of course, I had to pay a ridiculous amount, which is always upsetting. So yeah, let me know. I mean, God, we can't keep letting this get us down. We have to keep our heads up, because, you know, this is going to happen over and over again. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, let me know if you managed to get either the Travis Scotts or the Vapor Waffles, and if you got both, you know what? Give yourself a pat on the back. You made it through, because that's awesome, man. It's super awesome if you managed to get both. But for the rest of us, we're just going to have to hold our heads high and keep looking forward to some new stuff, which I got you covered for. So we've got some awesome news to get into, and of course, we're going to get into all of that. So let's jump straight into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a date change for the Jordan 4 Tech Gray, I think they're calling it, or the White Oreo. Anyway, this one I think we believe to release at the end of this month. I think it was the 29th of May. But as of right now, the date has been pushed back. So this is going to be releasing on June the 19th. Now, the funny thing about this is I don't know if the EU has actually been pushed back yet. Now, this isn't loaded up or anything, so we don't have anything confirmed. This is all rumored. However, I don't believe we have seen, I believe it's mainly the US that is going to be delayed. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be delayed worldwide, which would make a lot of sense. But we oftentimes do see a little bit of a separate release where the EU gets something first, or North America gets something first, and it may be the case for these Tech Gray or White Oreo Jordan 4s. Let's keep it moving to some Yeezy news. So this is something we have spoke about, and again, there's not going to be that much Yeezy news in today's episode because I did a full breakdown of the entire June and May, I don't know why I say June and May, it's May and June release calendar for Yeezy brand, which was leaked by Yeezy Mafia. I made an entire video of it. There's a lot of Yeezy sneakers coming, and I do suggest you take a look at that video if you're interested in that lineup. I will leave it linked in the description below. But one thing I didn't include was the Cinder mono pack. So this is going to be a very, very popular colorway. So the new mono pack is made of the monofilament mesh material, which of course is like that plasticky type of material, and I think a lot of people are feeling it, which is pretty cool. And this one right here follows along the lines of a bread or a black static colorway, because it's got little hits of red as well as obviously the triple black. So the red that you see on here is going to be the actual insole, and I think that is pretty much it. So the reason why I'm updating you guys is because we've got some very detailed looks at this right here. Now, I mean, honestly, because it's so dark, you don't really see the monofilament mesh as much as you do the brighter colorways, like particularly the mono ice, where you see the cage inside because you can almost see right through the material. So if you really want to take advantage of the new knit material and really show that off, I would definitely say that the other colorways are going to be a little bit more prominent with that feature. This one, kind of like from afar, is just going to look like a regular black static. Something that's very interesting to know, I believe Yeezy Mafia said that these are going to be releasing in August, and if you've been following the Yeezy news that we have been discussing over here on the channel, a lot of Yeezys are set for August, including the Wave Runner restock. The Yeezy Day is supposed to be in August as well, where they're restocking a bunch of different sneakers. So it's just like August, guys, is going to be Yeezy month. It is going to be packed. We do have something to update. Last week I did speak about the Supreme Air Max 96. We didn't see any on-foot looks though, and now thanks to Yankee Kicks on Instagram and of course House of Heat, which is the page I'm taking a look at now, we do have some on-foot looks. So of course it's featuring the transparent or the kind of clear upper with all of these different lines in it, and I gotta say, with these red socks it actually looks pretty cool. But at the same time, my kind of issue with these transparent materials that they're using on these sneakers, like the Air Max 1 clock collaboration like that I took a look at in yesterday's video, it's, you gotta have your sock game set out and planned, and you gotta keep your socks clean. You almost gotta wear a brand new pair of socks each time. So yes, some of these on-foot shots look dope, but that's because they got a crispy pair of socks, and for the average Joe over here who's not replacing socks on a daily basis, you may find it a little bit hard to work with. Now, that's not taking very much away from the pair of shoes. Whether you like this or not, I think is very fair. There's also this silver colorway, kind of reminiscent of the Silver Bullet. I think that's what they're going for with this one. Minimal Supreme branding, which I think a decent amount of people are going to like. But that is pretty much it. We got this one as well, I believe is a white colorway. So yeah, these are set to release soon, definitely here in 2021, whether that comes sometime in summer or even closer to today. We really don't know. These could pop up at any time. Now, along with all of the news that I broke to you guys about Yeezys, we got more, okay? Yeezys are just coming and coming and coming, and this is another foam runner colorway. So this is called Ochre or Ochre, and this is coming in July, so it's more like a tan or yellowish color of the foam runner. Now this is just a render, so could differ slightly, but all you need to know and all you need to take away from this is that foam runners are going crazy. So like I spoke about in my video, we've got the mineral blue Yeezy foam runner in a full family size run coming up this month. We've got a restock of the sand colorway coming up this month. July, we've got this Ochre colorway. We've got the vermilion, the red one. If you haven't got a pair of foam runners as of right now, you should at some point this year be able to get a pair of foam runners, and I think that's a really good thing. I think a lot of people want the foam runners, and there's another story in today's video that we're going to talk about which kind of relates to foam runners. It's funny, it's about Crocs, but we'll get into that in a minute. One more Yeezy story for the day, I promise, and that is this UV350 V2. This one is pretty interesting. It's not as crazy as I expected it to be. So we've got some detailed images, and we have spoke about this one before, but I think at the point where we spoke about it, it was just like we had the knit material. We never really saw in-hand images. And yeah, so this one, if you take a look right here, has a very familiar look to other Yeezys that we've seen, like, I don't know, maybe the Yeshaya, the Statics, the Naturals possibly with the yellow tinge as well, maybe the Citrons as well. It's close to all of that. Now, the one kind of feature that this has, which separates it from the rest, is the UV sensitivity. So I don't know whether these images will actually show that off, but when the light hits it, specifically UV light, it slightly changes in color. So no, they're not going to show us, but essentially it just turns a little bit more yellow. I think the upper turns a little bit more purple, and that translucent stripe turns a little bit more yellow. If I can find any images, I'll insert it somewhere into the video. But yeah, this is going to be, I think, a very popular pair of shoes because 350s that feature a lighter tone tend to be extremely popular, specifically in small sizes, which are almost impossible to cop. But if you take a look at the release date here, what does that say? It says August. So we have another Yeezy, which is coming in August. I'm gonna be so excited for this August month and just seeing what we are going to be getting, because as of right now, there is going to be so many Yeezys in the month of August. Last one for Yeezy. Now let's get into some very close upcoming news, and that is a pair of Dunks right here. Now I have seen some early images of this for a while now. So this is called the Nike Dunk SB Low Stingwater or Magic Mushroom. Now this one is arriving on May 10th. However, I believe for the EU, it's loaded up on Nike sneakers for the 8th. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw on Nike sneakers, like it's already loaded up. Whether this is loaded up for the US 2 days after, I don't know. That wouldn't be too hard to imagine. But yeah, I'm not actually too sure on the history behind this, whether it's a re-release of an older colorway, whether it's a new collaboration. On that iced out outsole, it says plant emoji with eyes. So there's that. But let's keep it moving because this next one is also something that I think is going to be pretty popular. The Jordan 1 mid, and this is the Air Jordan 1 AJKO Chicago. Is this a mid? I thought this was a mid. I don't know. I always thought that this one was a mid. I may be wrong about that. This might be a high. If it's a high, this is going to be very big trouble. So, of course, this is coming in Chicago colorways, and this is upcoming very, very soon. So, May 12th, which is right around the corner. Of course, because it is in Chicago colorways, it's going to be very popular. Now, it isn't in regular Jordan 1 materials, as you can very clearly see. It is an actual fabric material all over the pair of shoes, which I think actually looks pretty cool. Like all over, this is a fantastic colorway of a Jordan 1, and I'm definitely going to be going after it. This is going to be tough. This is going to be hard. So be on the lookout, upcoming very, very soon. This is around the corner. Now we've got Sean Wotherspoon back in the building, and he's got another Adidas collaboration in the works. So previously we took a look at the what was it called, the Sean Wotherspoon A to Z collaboration, the Super Earth. And this one's very, very different. So take a look at this picture here. Look at that, a very retro vibe, a very kind of Sean Wotherspoon vibe as well. A lot of colors, a lot going on. I'm not actually too sure what this model is. So this is actually a new Adidas model. I thought it may be something that was from the past, like, and they're bringing it back. However, this is called the Adidas Super Turf Adventure. And it's going to be a new model. Of Atmos is involved as well. So this is kind of going to be like a little triple collaboration thing going on here. It looks relatively clean. I don't know if I'm ready for this. If I'm ready to put this on my feet, I don't know. So apparently this is set to pre-release in November, followed by a wider launch in December for $160. So if you like this pair of shoes, be on the lookout because it is going to be coming later down the line this year. Now, we've got something very, very interesting. So we have taken a look at this shoe before. This is the Undercover, the Sacais, and the Nike LTV waffle, which again kind of came as a little bit of a surprise. I was a little bit apprehensive to believe that this leak was an actual pair of shoes. I was like, nah, look, they put the LDV waffle back on the shelves and they left it there. They did their thing. They made, you know, like what, 6 different colorways, 8 different colorways. I can't really remember. And, you know, they're cool. They left it at that, and they're moving on. They did the Vapor Waffle, and now they're doing other things. But this is actually going to be a thing. So if you take a look here, we've got some even closer images than before. We've got 3 different entities that are collaborating on one pair of shoes. And again, the power of a collaboration in not only just 2021, but like for the past good few years, or for as long as I can remember in sneakers, collaborations have been popping off. So what is better than 2 collaborations? 3. And maybe in the future we'll just see like every brand coming together on a pair of shoes. It's the Travis Scott, Yeezy, Off-White, Nike, Adidas, Sacais sneaker, and we've got all of this crazy stuff going on. I don't know, that's pretty bizarre to think about, but we've got 3 different brands collaborating on a pair of shoes. And then we've also got the Travis Scott, Nike, Jordan 1 with Fragment involved. So we're just seeing like, you know, chuck in an extra brand and it will make the pair of shoes just that much more hyped. Either way, this pretty much toes the line with an LDV waffle. Like, there's not too much that is different. Similar materials to, I believe, the kind of material that we saw, like the nylon material that we saw on, not the mesh one, but the Sacais LDV waffle that was released after that, like the white ones and stuff like that. I can't remember what they were called. But yeah, so in terms of a release date, it is sometime this year, but we do have some images and they look relatively clean, nothing that I'm too crazy about. I just want to get my hands on some of these frickin' vapor waffles and I'll be good. But yeah, if you guys were excited for this one, be on the lookout this year. Sacai and Nike are doing big things. Like, we've still got some upcoming colorways of the vapor waffle that are supposed to be releasing this year, specifically the white one and then the triple black one, which I assume would be very, very close. Now for the next story, Crocs. How are we feeling about Crocs, guys? Listen, I saw this story and I thought it was super interesting because Crocs are actually popping off. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I've seen a lot of collaborations with Crocs. Like, of course, we've got Justin Bieber, we've got Post Malone, and of course, we've got the Foam Runner, which I would actually venture to say has got a lot of people who are fans of Yeezys kind of accepting Crocs. Like, if you remember what Crocs used to be looked at in the sneaker community, it is like the ugly shoe that your dad would wear to the beach or something like that. And of course, us as sneakerheads would stay as far away from Crocs as possible. If you're willing to put this on your feet, you might be a little bit more open to putting something like Crocs on your feet. Now, again, I think the design language of a Croc to a foam runner is vastly different, just because of, like, I mean, look at them. They look very, very different, but people are into Crocs and they are back. So this article actually kind of proves that. So they're saying COVID-19 pushed Crocs share to an all-time high. Colorado-based label reported growth across every category in the first quarter of 2021. Revenues increased by 64% to $460.1 million year on year. Digital sales grew by 75.3%, making up 32% of revenue. So essentially, Crocs are booming right now. Crocs, the company, is doing very well. Now, they're kind of hinting at the fact that COVID-19 and the fact that people had to be indoors at home, working from home, and they're just chucking on Crocs because they're not walking out. It's comfortable. It's it's a chilled life. And yeah, I would kind of say that's probably a large amount of it, but also I think I've just seen a lot more people who are accepting Crocs and who are embracing it and being like, yeah, I'll wear these. They're comfortable and what? And then people are like, okay, cool. And I love these foam runners, so I'm going to be wearing Crocs as well. You know, maybe you missed out on these, but you still like the idea of having a piece of foam that is extremely comfortable on your foot, that doesn't require you to tie it, that has large ventilation holes to keep your feet nice and cool. I think it's just very, very interesting to see like the complete 180 of Crocs, or how people view Crocs in general. So my question to you guys is, would you wear a pair of Crocs, or are you wearing Crocs? I think that would be very interesting if you guys let me know down in the comment section. The Jordan 1 Shadow 2.0 has a release date. So we've got official images here. They are coming up very, very soon, guys. May 15th is the release date. Now, with these images, I'm looking at this leather and I'm thinking this is not going to be the best leather quality. Like, it is just looking stiff and kind of, well, I guess not stiff, but it just doesn't look supple like some of the other Jordan 1s that I really, really like. I'm a big material guy as well, so I like the Jordan 1s to have really dope materials. Now, this colorway kind of speaks for itself. It's going to be very, very popular. It's a very clean pair of Jordan 1s. I'm going to definitely be after a pair of these. But yeah, the one thing that gets me a little bit scared is this leather quality. Are they going to chuck trashy leather on it or not? We're gonna have to wait and see. We don't have to wait too long because May 15th is the release date. I don't even know if we've spoke about these before. And then we've got the final story for today. A couple weeks back, we spoke about the Yeezy, or the Air Yeezy, that was going up for auction. And we said, or in the article, it said that this could be the most expensive pair of shoes ever auctioned off. I believe they started it at $1 million or something crazy. Now, at that point, they were just about to be auctioned. There wasn't any, actual number that we could attach to that pair of shoes. We spoke about the Nike Air Yeezys that was worn by Kanye at the Grammys. This is a special pair of Air Yeezys that was made specifically for him to wear. I also heard that after he did the show, he had to return them back to Nike. This wasn't his personal pair. It was like a pair that he wore, and then he had to return them back to Nike. You can see why Kanye maybe felt a little bit suffocated over at Nike and then decided to move to Adidas. So listen, these actually sold. Can you guess how much they sold for? They sold for $1.8 million. Guys, $1.8 million. So take a look at the picture of this. Yeah, it went up for auction. Now, the people who actually bought it was a sneaker investing platform called Rares. I don't know anything about that company. Anyway, it's a whole long story. The thing I'm trying to say here is this sold for 1.8 milli. What the hell? This is insane. So obviously, this is the world's most expensive shoe now. This is unreleased and, of course, worn and exclusively made for Kanye West, worn by Kanye West for him at the Grammys. It's a crazy colorway as well, but God, this can't be aging very well. Like, surely this is about to crumble. Yeah, let me know what you think about these freaking Yeezys selling for 1.8 milli. That is bizarre. It is crazy, but it also wraps up today's episode. That is pretty much all I gotta say. All of the news. Of course, I'm gonna be updating you guys on a weekly basis. Catch my videos in the week as well. We've got a lot of bangers coming up. Of course, the Sacais review is gonna be with us in a couple days now, so subscribe. Join me. I would really appreciate that, guys, massively. But again, we're getting out of here. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming through and hanging out with me for yet again another episode. Thank you so much for liking, for commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then.